Alright, so last time we were able to create, that snake game, and check out again the snake game. So in the bindings for Raylib that we implemented in Cool, basically in assembly, but and we also had this older, like the previous game that we did for this, which you can just play around, walk around the map. And the other cool thing that I think we did was the server, right, where you can use netcat. However, it only works with so localhost 8080. It only works in series. So see, if I write the message from the client that connected the second one, it doesn't do anything. So first it handles the first one and then this one. So we would have to implement threading to have this working. But I think that we can combine that game with the server to create a multiplayer game. So that's my idea for this time. So basically upgrade this to be a server and also client. So yeah, like instead of having this as the server, I mean, I'll still keep this as an example, obviously, but we'll have like the game server and the game client that will let you play at least this one, right? Because this one is a bit simpler, but it will be, let's say, instead of chasing for a coin, I guess you can shoot something like a projectile. So yeah, that would be my idea. So let's see, if we check back into linux.cl, I just added this extra method here, the connect one, which I saw that was used in the example, right? So that means that now we can also implement the client, and we also had the server. So yeah, but let's see. So I guess there are quite a lot of examples, and it's a bit annoying, but maybe having something like game server, I guess. Where we can just copy paste this part, and I guess that's pretty much everything. We just have to copy paste the example implementation, and let's say, well, I mean, we also need a client, and I guess how I want to do it is the client will just send the input to the server, and the server will handle the movement. So that would be the first step. So yeah, well, I guess, to be honest, I think I'm just gonna reuse this server implementation. If I do make clean and then make examples, I'm just curious if I have okay, so let's just reuse the server and the game files. So basically this just creates the Linux as usual, the listeners and stuff, and here is a while loop, and basically this while loop runs in series. So it accepts a connection, and then it's gonna stay blocked. Well, it's gonna stay blocked here when it's reading. So yeah, we don't really want to stay blocked, so we would need another thread that runs this while loop. And yeah, I think that would be interesting to do. We would need to use pthreads, like implement pthreads in this language. That would be kind of difficult, so let's ignore it for the moment and just hope that it's gonna work at some point. So, well, maybe to make the game simpler, instead of shooting, like, what if we continue with this and make it, let's say, like a challenge of who can collect more coins or something. So yeah, I think that would be a good idea. So what that means is that we have to copy this stuff into the server, and you'll see why. We need basically a player version on the client and the player version on the server, and basically on the server the player will have the same attributes like the position and the size, right? But we won't have to update it like this. We'll get maybe which keys are pressed or something like that. So yeah, let's also do, we would need like messages, right? Messages from the client and messages to the client. So probably one good type of message would be class player input. This would be like the first type of message, and we would need key A. Well, key A is gonna be a boolean, key D, key W, key S, or yeah, whatever. Obviously the init, yeah, that was a good find. And I think also key A as the functions, so boolean, like this, like the getters, right? And key S, okay. So that's everything there. And instead of getting here the raylib, we would need input as the player input, and I don't think we care what this returns. Let me think. Do we care? I don't think so. So let's just say object. So then instead of using raylib here, we use just input.key and whatever, and otherwise we just return the stuff. I think we don't even need a block. That's pretty good. We got rid of the block. And yeah, I guess this is enough, right? So instead of getting the raylib input, it just gets a structure here, and we'll send that structure over the network. Also, the server doesn't care about drawing the player. It only cares about, like, the server will be just a CLI, right? So that's how I'm thinking about it. So yeah, basically we have the input structure, we have the player, and for the coin is gonna be similar, right? We are not gonna need to draw it, so we can remove the draw. And in update, let's see, in update, I mean, we didn't even need raylib in the first place. So really, update is just gonna take in the player, like one player will have probably a list of players. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting how we're gonna handle the, I don't even think it's gonna be needed though. So this thing, right, and here we can go into the snake.cl file and try to copy the, what was it, like the food item or whatever, the coin, it was a coin also. So we can copy this coin. It's a bit more, it's a bit better, to be honest. So this coin has an enabled and also like min and max. And basically how it works is that if you call this consume method on the coin, it sets it to enabled equals false, right? And in update, if it's not enabled, then it well, I guess it uses raylib, but yeah, I mean I used raylib for get random value, so I guess we can keep raylib then. But yeah, it is what it is. So I guess so we can leave it, why not? Just for get random value and stuff. I'm not really gonna implement get random, no. So the coin basically has this update method, and if it's not enabled, it just chooses a random value on the map and sets enabled to true, right? So now we need an extra class that will do the checks between the players and the coin and who to assign the score to, I guess. So maybe we can even I don't think we need to put a score on the player. I think it's fine to, well, whatever. So again, by copy pasting from the snake game, we can actually just take this stuff. Yeah, sure, would be nice. Well, I mean, we can have a linked list of players, sure. So we are gonna have players is gonna be a list, right? And yeah, whatever, new list. And the coin can also be a new coin. So new coin. Well, yeah, it's not. Well, let's keep it as so players is gonna be a list. Okay, so here we do the setup for the server, but it would be nicer if we can, you know, move all of this stuff in a single place. So maybe create a class server. That's gonna be a bit easier, and maybe the server should take in just the port. So init is gonna be a method. Let's say it's gonna take in just the port, and probably it's gonna return self type, right? Self type. Let's say it's gonna have the port, and it says the port and stuff. Okay, this is the only thing that I don't really like about cool, that you cannot use self to get attributes. Even if you are in the class itself, like they are not really private, they are pretty much not accessible, no. So yeah, anyway, let's continue. So now let's say that we have a listen method. I don't think it should do anything special, except that it's gonna open a socket. So it needs to open a socket fd. Okay, let's think about it. So we are gonna have sock fd, right? Maybe sock fd. Then for the port, it can use the port, right? Then for address in, it's gonna be the af inet. I think this is like 0, so listen on all addresses. Actually, this is the listen on all addresses. So I guess this is just it's gonna be IPv4. That's what it means. then it's gonna be the port and any address. It's gonna listen on any address. Then we have this stuff. I mean, we can even make it shorter with adr.len. Maybe listen is gonna take in the number of players, like int players, right? And I guess it shouldn't do anything after this. Maybe we need to store sockfd. So just because sockfd might be used in accept, right? So yeah, I think sockfd is gonna be required. Though I would say sockfd here, right? And the thing is, here we overwrite it. So let's see. Let's call it sockfd1. Sockfd1. Right, and then in we just set the sockfd and we return self. And like that's the idea here. And then maybe we can have an accept, and accept should just return. So accept, I don't think it should do anything. It might just need to return the client fd. So all in all, this entire function should just do this. I think should just call to Linux accept. Right, so that's how it works. And then we might add extra stuff like send message and receive message on the server. So yeah, and like these are gonna be the messages: player input, player whatever, and so on. And we're gonna have another base class for the messages. And yeah, they're gonna need to be serializable, like send the message type and the what's next would be the data, like the keys, for example. So we're gonna do our own HTTP protocol basically. Okay, so instead of doing this entire stuff here, we can just create a server. So we can just say server is going to be a server, right? Server.init, and we are going to say 8080 as the port. See, like it's much easier. You don't even need to worry about doing all of this stuff. Now sure, we don't do any error handling, but there's not an issue. Anyway, so we have to init and then listen. And basically, as I said, I would probably do listen. Well, not really. Listen doesn't really have anything to do with the thing. So like listen can happen on the main thread, but as I said, the accept thing, bit of an issue to do it on the main thread. So yeah, okay, let's delete this stuff, we don't need it. So oh yeah, and accept, just accept, server accept. We don't even need to add anything extra, so it's just server accept. Right, so then we can continue with read and write. Like it's not gonna change this. So you can still, for example, go ahead and run make. Interesting. Oh, I wonder, well, this is in the game, right? So I even wonder why it's complaining about that. Oh, I used Linux in here, so yeah, again, we might just want to have like Linux is gonna be a new Linux or something like that, just to have, I mean, would be nice to have static classes, for example, for Linux, but you know, still good. Make examples. Okay, we have an undefined. Oh, and for raylib, man, this is like the stuff with the get random value. Wait, why does it even complain though? It's so strange. So at line 92. Line 92. Well, I mean, it is defined. Well, it complains that the server doesn't, yeah, basically raylib is not defined because the server doesn't depend on raylib in our dependencies list. I don't really like that it depends on raylib because the server doesn't need any UI drawing, but getting the random value, I guess just for the purposes of this I can keep raylib as a dependency and, you know, just implement random by hand afterwards, just to not waste time now. But yeah, the idea would be that the server doesn't care about drawing, so it doesn't need raylib. But, you know, just for the sake of hopefully finishing this, let's just add module raylib. So yeah, now it compiles, right? So, and if I run the server, so build server, I think it should behave the same. So nothing really changed, right? We just moved out the stuff from where was it? I think like the stuff from here and here. So yeah, now it's a bit cleaner. And I guess the next step would be to implement some messages, maybe even the client. Yeah, I mean, it's quite a lot of stuff to implement, so yeah. I guess the client would be more interesting to do first, so let's go into game and let's do the same thing. Let's create a player. So the player is gonna have x, y, size, whatever. It's gonna have the position and the size. We don't really need an update. Well, actually we do. It's just, we are just gonna have player input. Right, so we are gonna have player input, but it's not gonna be really player input. It's gonna be player position, and we are gonna have x, which is gonna be an int, and y, or I call them pos x. I mean, let's call it pos. Right, and in init, wait, this is weird. ADWS. I didn't even realize that Copilot completed it like shit. So it's gonna be like this, X and Y, so we can actually build the message, and then we're gonna have getters for them, so pos X and pos Y. Perfect. So yeah, as I said, like the init can work like this. I don't see any issue with it, but yeah, I don't think we are gonna need the getters. Update should get should probably get a message. So instead of player position, it should probably get like input player position. Should probably return self type, the same as we did. Well, there it returned an object, so but self type is gonna be more useful to return, to be honest. So, and yeah, basically, wait a second. No, the server will handle that. So pos x is gonna be just that, pos y and self. And here for drawing we just do this kind of stuff. So yeah, basically the player is just gonna be position and size. We have to, I mean, we can create it anywhere. Then it's gonna take a message from the server with update, and this is gonna set the position. And draw is just gonna basically draw the player. Then the coin is gonna be similar. It's gonna have the position, the radius. Init again can be whatever. Then we are gonna have the update, right? The update, and the update is gonna be similar to the player. So let's do another class coin position, pos x, pos y, and we need another class just to be able to differentiate between, because if we get, like, if we reuse this one, like it sounds fine, right? But how do you tell that it's for a coin or for a player? So yeah, I mean, it's hopefully it's gonna work. So this is gonna be the input, so coin position, and it's gonna return self type, and this basically just sets again the okay. And I mean, this can return really, but I don't really care. So screen width, screen height, player size, like whatever, we can put them in the center. The server will move them anyway. Then the coin can be placed wherever, like the server will again move it. Right. We just have to keep in mind that the size is gonna matter, I guess, because the size of the player should be the same as the size from the server, and the same for the coin. And this is Minecraft 2D is coin chase. I don't know how to call the game, coin chase 2D. So yeah, basically we are not even gonna use random in here, so let's just do that. And how this thing is gonna work, this also needs a class client. Interesting. So how this thing is gonna work is we are gonna have, really for drawing, we are gonna have the player. We also need a list of players that are the other players, but we'll do that a bit later. Then we have the coin, which is just the graphics for the coin, and we need this client. So client is gonna be a new client, probably. And let's see. So probably the client needs, as in this example, the port and the address of the thing. So I would say address is gonna be a string and the port is gonna be an int. And inside of init, well, it's gonna take an address and the port, right? It might also need a Linux, new Linux, of course. And then let's say it has a connect method. So connect, it should probably return self type. Let's see, it should probably return self type. And let's see what it has to do. So let yeah, it's gonna be a bit interesting. So we might need init helper server.cl. Okay, let's see. So first of all, obviously we are gonna need to call to a socket. Where is the example? So here is the example. We need to create a socket. That's for sure. Sockfd. Actually, let's copy this. So it's the same as the one from the server, the same thing, right? Then we need to create the server address, which is, well, pretty much the same thing. We take the port that we set here, then we convert it, well, this is the address in, but we no longer need address in, so we'll see. I guess the scene family needs to be set to AF inet. 1 second, let me just, well, server address is still gonna be a sock address in. I know it doesn't make sense, it should be sock address out or something, but I guess I don't know what in stands for. Maybe it's for inet or something, but I don't really know. So here for the address in, we use AF inet, the same as in the example. Then for the port, we just made it like host to network, so it's gonna be like in big endian. And then instead of in address any, we actually need to put the server address. So let's do server address is gonna be an integer, and we need to use inet util. So if we go back, it's inet helper actually, inet helper, and the method is af inet python af inet python, and this is actually p2n, right? So p, I guess it's like string to network or something, I don't know, point notation maybe, I have no idea who came up with this strange name. It should have been like, yeah, I don't know, I don't have a better name, so we are fine. Okay, so this should take in the address of the server, and I think that's everything. And basically this just converts from a string address in, you know, the point notation with 127001, it converts it into a number. Basically, it doesn't really matter how that number is implemented, I guess. I mean, it's pretty much you take, so let's say we have, let's do Python. Basically, let's say you have 1, 2 like this. Well, how the thing should look like is, again, it's gonna be big endian, or I guess little endian. I have no idea. So we have to take 1 and shift it to the left by 24, so it's gonna be in the first position. Then the next one is gonna be shifted but only 2 positions, then the next one is shifted by 1 position, and the first item in the IP address is gonna be the last one. So not that interesting, to be honest. It just converts it to an integer, so that's the idea of it. So let's go back to server.cl. I don't think we need to do anything else. Let's see the example. So this just converts the thing, then we call to connect. So I guess we actually have to call to connect. Since the name is connect, yeah, let's call to connect. So connect res is like connect result. I mean, we don't even use the results, that's funny, but okay, let's see. So we connect to that. Here we have to pass, you know, my secret is the ref class. This one's pretty interesting. This ref class is like a pointer, but in a higher level abstracted thing. You can like pass in an object and it creates a pointer to that object. Like it returns the address like a number. It's pretty scuffed, but if you know how it is, if it works, I guess. So, and this is the address len. So address len. Now, yeah, sure, I know that we shadowed both address and port, but at this stage I don't think we need them anymore. So yeah, and I think sure it would be nice to do error handling and stuff, but that's error handling is for the weak, to be honest. Okay, so this thing should actually connect. So if we do init and we do 127.0.0.1 and the port is going to be 8080, right? We do this thing. Okay, perfect. Oh, and what I forgot to do is to actually save the socket, because we are gonna need that. So saving variables is not for the weak then. So sockfd. Let's store this. Well, I mean, yeah, obviously we haven't checked, I guess. See, it's so nice to have a high-level language where you don't have to check for errors. Like, why use C and have to handle all the errors when you can use OOP and not have to worry about errors? Yeah. So this thing, I think it can actually... what's interesting, I'm gonna do that, is for the server we can do the same thing in here. So we don't even have to put the in. It's a bit cleaner. So the next thing is, again, we create a raylib thing, so this can also connect as well. Can run connect and initialize everything. So yeah, and basically, since this connected on start, which, I mean, it's a thing. All right, we can just init the window and then do a while loop. And inside of this while loop, yeah, we kind of have to figure stuff out. So Damn. Because even the client needs to run another thread. And yeah, things become a bit more scuffed at this point. So let's see what we can do next. I guess now we should have the server and the client. They should be able to connect to one another, right? We don't really have multi-threading, so it's impossible to have multiple clients at this point. And probably, another thing that we can do is to actually test that something works, I guess. So make examples. Let's see. Method update. Okay, so I guess we have to update the stuff from here. Interesting. We need coin position and player position. So again, we cannot really, we can do player update, but what do we pass in here, right? We need to read a message from the client, so we don't really know what to pass in here. And coin update, again, we don't know what to pass here. But when we do player draw and coin draw, it is pretty simple, right? Coin draw and stuff. Yeah, so this is the only stuff that we don't know how to do on the client. So if we do make examples, interesting, I thought it should compile. So on line 7 in the server, really? So this should be a boolean. I guess I forgot to put the types. Okay, anyway. So if we try to run the game, it should draw the stuff, but we don't have any input, right? So that's the first issue that we have. We cannot really update the player and the coin, so we kind of have to implement that message stuff. So we are gonna have a class message, right? And all of these need to inherits message. I think this is how it's supposed to work. Inherits the message, and probably the message needs a method like serialize and deserialize. If you remember from the array stuff, I think we tried to do that once with serialize and deserialize, storing the data as bytes. So yeah, that's a thing that we can actually do. So I guess we'll use again the strings. Basically, we are gonna do something like serialize, right? It's gonna return a string, and every time it's gonna be like an empty string. Deserialize is gonna take something and probably should return self type, I think. This is how it should work. And to be fair, I think I want to do abort and also have to return the string no matter what. And why I want to do abort is to make it like an abstract class. Like if you don't implement the abort, it's gonna fail, basically. I mean at runtime, but like it's not ideal, but it's still gonna fail. So yeah, it's interesting. Like player position is just gonna require to deserialize it. We are never gonna send player position as a message, so it only needs deserialize. Yeah, so let's do serialize, right? It's going to be an input string self type. And let's think about how we are going to do that. So I guess the player position message, or like all the messages, are gonna be something like this. Let me just do, well, 1 byte for the kind of the message, right? Then we need 8 bytes because we are in a quad world. We use 8 bytes for the X position and 8 bytes for the Y position. So this is how the message structure should look like. I guess the 1 byte for kind of message is gonna be everywhere, and the kind is gonna be, let's say 0, right? So well, I guess it doesn't make sense though. Maybe something better that we can do. Well, yeah, it's still, yeah, it's a bit scuffed. So something better that I think we can do is maybe not inherit from message. And here, well, actually we have to inherit from message so that we can return self type, or like we can return a message. But my idea would be, right, so we should probably check the first. So let's also do the same thing for coin. So coin is gonna be message kind 1. Ooh, but another thing that we need for the player position is which player is it, right? Or I guess 8 bytes for the player ID or something, I don't know. Ooh, I mean, there are, let's keep it simple and have only one player in the game, and we'll try to add more players with the time, I guess, because although I don't even think that we need to convert it to integer. I think we can keep it as string. So let's keep it as string. Oh my god. Let's keep it as a string, right? And I guess if kind is equal to 0, then we can deserialize the player position, otherwise coin position, and on the else case we can just do something like new message, or no, usually you would do abort and then new message or something, just to have type checking happy. Alright, so yeah, I guess this is kind of what we have to do. Yeah, like kind is 0, we deserialize player position. Yeah, let's see. Again, deserialize, what's nasty about it is that it has to return message. So let's see if this can figure it out. Almost. what I don't like about it is it's actually new int from string and then you pass the substring. So I think now it's fine, right? Since we are gonna have only one coin, this one should be much simpler. So the serialize is just gonna be like this. Yeah, I think this is good. So now when you do, new message dot deserialize, it's gonna output the right type of message. I don't know, I mean, this looks really bad, but if it's gonna work, it's gonna work. So yeah, like as I said, we might need a receive method on here, so let's call it receive, and it's gonna give us a message. Oh, we don't have receive. I mean, it's read. Well, now I'm curious, is there a receive? We don't have receive message and stuff, but I mean, I guess they are still blocking. Who knows? Who knows? But we can just use read. So read is gonna be, let's see, the read syscall is just gonna be, oh, let's use read1 because it's better. Read1 is just the file descriptor and the count. So read1 is just the file descriptor and, oh wow, actually just this. So this is just gonna return a buffer. So yeah, basically new message deserialize. I mean, we'll never have messages this big, hopefully. I mean, that sounds crazy to have such a big message in a game. Like, I don't think messages are larger than 120. Well, probably they are, but not that huge. So I think that's fine. Like receiving a message. And how about send a message? So I think send message should just serialize the message. That's so scuffed. So it's gonna serialize the message. Oh, even better. We don't even need none of that stuff. So it's just gonna be a new message. Sure, it's blocking, but whatever. And this one, sure, this one is nicer with the let statement. And it even is the self, so yeah, no, I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, perfect. So now we can receive and send messages. And how about we do the same on the server? So this is also gonna inherits message. Let's go back to this one. Let's steal it. And I guess the message is coming from the client. No, we don't care about having different indices because player input is just gonna come from the client. It's never gonna go to the client, so it can have index 0. Then we need again player position for the key A. Well, I guess we can smash together. We can do 1 byte. 1 byte for each of them. Right? I think that's doable. think that's pretty much doable. So now in deserialize, let's see, deserialize. Oh, I forgot about player ID. Let's do deserialize again. I mean, let's let ChatGPT do that. Okay, perfect. I mean, I guess it's one. Yeah, should be good. Should be good indeed. So it's funny, we are gonna require player input on the other side as well. Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, for the moment, let's just put this one here like this. Okay, so I mean, it looks similar. So let's add receive. Well, this is cooked. Why would you need that? I mean, again, let me just copy paste the stuff from the client. Look at how was it so hard. So, and every time I look for LSP errors and I forget that we don't have an LSP for this thing. So we create a new message, and when we send the message, we serialize it. So let's see. So as I said, right, we need to kind of copy this stuff. And yeah, at this point I would like to have a combined place for messages, because this just means we are gonna copy paste them so much. So let's just create a message.cl file, because it's gonna become annoying. And yeah, so let's steal this stuff, let's put it into message, right? And yeah, this time, so server, now we have 3 files. Well, what did I just do? I deleted everything. I don't even know how I did that. So player input is gonna have, let's just move it a bit down. So player input is gonna have index 2 actually, right? Because we cannot really use 0 again, it's scuffed to do that. So we have deserialize for all of them. Let's also add some serialize. So basically serialize is gonna take in, okay, that's bad. So serialize is gonna be called on any message, and it just has to return the string. So let's see, we convert the player ID to a string. Okay, and this is nice, like padding with zeros. Oh no, what the hell? Oh my god. Well, I mean, I like the idea from Copilot to do this, but oh no, I didn't mean this. I wanted to have like bytes, not characters. Oh no, this is disgusting. I knew it was too easy. Okay, so Yeah, basically here we, yeah, sure, we take 8 characters, but we have to do the thing that we did in array.cl. So I mean, we didn't do it here, but you know, the same idea that we had in array.cl. So let's like actually convert the number to a binary thing, in fact. So how can we do that easily? I guess the easiest way to do it is to implement class int message inherits message, and what this thing has to be is just 8 bytes for the integer value, but we don't even need to initialize it or stuff. Like we just need a deserialize for it. The serialize and deserialize for it, I mean. Boom. So how can we do that in a pretty easy way? Like we are gonna have int message. Like we just care about serialize and deserialize. We don't even need to inherit from message, right? Like deserialize is gonna return an int, and serialize is gonna return a string. And here I would say that, sure, fair enough, we can still have the int and value, but how are we gonna serialize and deserialize it? It's a bit tricky. So to serialize an integer, we have to, so a good place for it, I guess, is in rule 110. Here I did that actually. I guess I should have done it. I don't know where I did it, but oh, I did it for boolean, so that's why it was so easy. I guess let's go to the next smaller stuff. So that's gonna be class byte message. Right, this is gonna be a single byte, so value byte, init value byte, sure, fair enough. Let's have a value for some reason, I don't know why, and serialize and deserialize. So basically serialize, right? We're gonna do let value, or let b1, this is the first byte, and the first byte should be I guess like what value divided, let's see, it's gonna be so like a byte will have only one thing inside of it, only one byte, obviously, even though it takes up 8 bytes because we have to be aligned. We only care about the modulo by 256, right? So that's what we care about. This in fact can be a string, sure, can be a string. Oh, so it's even easier, it's value mod 256, and we convert it to a string. But wait a second, prelude.cl byte. does byte even support modulo? It doesn't really. So I would have to go to int and then back to byte. Well, I guess we can just call to string on it then. Right, we can just say to string. And let's see how deserialize will work. So for deserialize, it's gonna take up only one cell in the string, right? So we take it, and here we can say new byte from string, new byte from string, and it should return. To be honest, I think it should just return a byte, the byte message. So yeah, we don't even need yeah, like just thinking about it, I guess I have a better idea. Yeah, we don't even need this. So how we are gonna do that is gonna be serialize. Let's keep it really simple. So like this, and this is gonna return a string. This just converts the byte to a string, right? So then this serialize byte, it does the reverse, but here it needs to substring it. So we don't even need byte message or int message. Serialize int, right? So how are we gonna serialize the integer though? This is a bit different, and I think it sucks because we need to serialize each byte individually. So well, though we can use a while loop, so no, we cannot. We have to specify exactly that is gonna be 8 characters. So let well, it shouldn't be that painful. B1, right, it's gonna be a new byte from int. So new byte from int, and I think this should be int this should be the smallest one, I think. So let's do mod 256. Right, I think this is a good way to do it. 5, 6, 7, and the 8th one. Okay, fair enough. And then in the in thing, we kind of have to concatenate all of them. So serialize byte, and B8 should be the first one, and then concat. And then concat all of them again. So yeah, it looks really ugly, but I cannot really do anything. Well, sure, we could have used like serialized, short serialized, double word, and make it a bit better, but I don't think we are gonna need them. So this serialize int, so this is gonna take in input string and it should return an integer. So let's see how ugly this one can get. So yeah, we deserialize each byte and then we have to do this. Oh well, I guess we'll never look at this thing again, so at least that's that. Okay, and now let's actually go ahead and remove this stuff. Don't really need it. We have to redo it again anyway, so yeah, even the player input, okay. So actually in here we are gonna have this serialize, I guess, message helper. Oh yeah, like still having the base class for message is good. Just to have just so we know that these are messages or something in the case statements. So that's a good point. So let's do serialize. I guess the message themselves can have serialize and this. Will I do it again? I mean, it kind of makes sense to have serialize and deserialize on the message, just to keep it like away from all of this ugly stuff. So let's try it. Let's try to serialize and maybe deserialize or something. Sure, whatever this stuff. We'll see. Like I have to also do serialize in here, but let's see. So this serialize is the more important one for now. Deserialize. This is like so. Okay, actually it managed to get it, which is nice. Let's try to get it for this one as well. Okay, I mean ints, perfect. And for this one, let's see. New bool from string. Actually, not good. In fact, not good at all. So this should be new byte. But we don't have to boolean, so we should check to int is equal to 1, something like this. I think it should be fine. Or maybe, not equal to 0, let's say. To int, and let's do something like not equal to 0, because it's a bit better, like to consider 0 as false and everything else as true, because that's what everyone does, I guess. So this means that this logic should be fine now, I guess. Probably. So the next thing would be to try and actually implement the serialize. So here, let's say message, and yeah, like here we actually can use the case in a really good way. Like we no longer have, okay, I mean, we we also have to implement serialize on all of them. So serialize, right, serialize, and it's gonna be, I mean, it's really nice though. Like, see, in these message classes, they look pretty good, even though this is complete garbage. But as I said, if I do like serialize word, serialize double word, they will look a bit better because you have intermediate steps. But since we don't do that, it's pretty ugly. But yeah, like the idea is to convert all of these into binary stuff. And since we don't have any libraries, you know, like in Rust, if you use, how is it called? Dude, I forgot how it's called. The library for serializing stuff. It doesn't matter anyway. But yeah, so in this one, if you have case of message player position, then you just call to, wait a second, we don't even need to check this stuff, we can just call to message serialize. And this is why OP, oh my god, OP, oh my god. I mean, just kidding. Okay, so yeah, we just need this one here because we are parsing it, but for serializing, yeah, usually serializing is much easier than deserializing, I guess. Even though, yeah, I mean, sure, it's easier because you just write a string. When you have to parse the string, it's a bit harder. I think this file looks alright. Probably we're gonna have some syntax errors. Let's change the make file first. So do I want to have like game, or let's say server, and we're gonna also do message.cl. Like, let's compile these two files together. Wait, but why didn't I do prelude for this one? I mean, because really depends on prelude, so we don't need that. So yeah, like in the future we are not gonna use Raylib here, but for now let's just keep it. And I would call this one client, so it's like server and client. Let me just go into examples. And to be honest, we can even have multiplayer game. And let's mark file. Okay. So now we have them in multi, whatever. Who knows what multi is, you know, like it's secret from CIA. Okay. So we have the stuff in there, so yeah, it's, I think now we just have to oh, I already removed the stuff. Okay, perfect. So make make game. Yeah, the syntax errors are so crazy. Okay, line 12. As I said, in message.cl. Perfect. Message.cl. Wait, what? We need another and if. Bro, I should have done them in the reverse order. 75. Okay, now what? Oh. Yeah, like I said, we don't have static stuff, so each time you want to call a method, you actually have to initialize the... this is a bit better. 85. Okay. Wait, how does it even make... Okay, yeah, whatever. So all of them are gonna have that. Okay, that's why maybe I shouldn't call them init. Oof. 109. I swear this is just gonna be me fixing syntax errors for like another hour straight. Jesus, hopefully not. 120. Okay, now inherits. Expected ident got class. Wait, what? No, I forgot. 152. Okay, what? Oh my god. Okay, I'm curious, what was their message? Unexpected token class name. That's a good one. Although, yeah, I don't know how to make it behave actually. 168. 160. Oh, this is in okay, because it wants this. Jesus. Undefined method Lenin class string, that's a good one. Well, I'm looking at the next ones and they are weird because we have div and mul in int anyway. So 109 is the first one. Wait, what? Oh, that's on server. Okay, I guess on line 6 there's a one that we can, it's length actually, server, and this one length. Okay, and then we have some weird ones. Line 19 in message. So it says that we don't have div. Wait, what? No, I meant prelude.cl. That's strange. I thought we have. Wait, where is it? Yeah, so fix them. So, oh, the next one, this one. Let's see. Okay, perfect. It knew to not use the method ones. Perfect. Okay, almost there. Client. Okay. Client on line 87. Okay, easy. I mean, it compiled, but I don't think we are gonna see anything. Like, this still doesn't work. Right. So we have, though we have the receive and send messages. So let's try to go into the server, right? And instead of waiting to read some stuff, let's just send a message to the client. Yes, here we accept the message. And how about sending a message here? So oh, we don't even need a serialized message happen. Wait a second. Don't even need this stuff. I mean, we need serialized byte and we need serialized byte and serialized int, but we don't need the rest. Okay, anyway, enough rambling there. So okay, let's try to do something like server send message. So server.send, and here let's do player position, or how is it called? Whoa, I think it's player position, and we have to pass in the ID and X and Y. So it's gonna be player position, player ID, and let's do 50-50 or something, I don't know. So like that. I think this is gonna send a player position. Okay. And now if we go to the client, right, and share this, it sucks that we have to do receiving here, but we don't have multi-threading yet, so it is what it is. We have to do receive on the main thread. So yeah, actually let's do it. So let message client receive, so we have to do it like that. Message deserialized, okay, and we can even do a case, actually case message receive off, and we can have player position, message or something. Message is a player position, and we can even just do, we can even call player update with the message itself. That's pretty neat. And I mean, it's, if it's message, we don't do anything, so we might as well just put a 0 or something, then a sec. So yeah, I mean, this sucks because it's gonna block it, but let's see. So we can start the server, and then build game. Nothing really happened. Can we maybe server.cl, can we print something? New IO, client connected. Didn't really print anything, so wait. Didn't really print anything. Yeah, it's sus. It's sus. I guess we can try to print some stuff in here, like debug it. For that, let's do, oh my god, oh Jesus, like maybe there's, the port is in use or something. and it's not starting, so new IO. Let's see, socket, do that, and then out int, then we can say port, address, looks like everything worked. I don't know what address is. Anyway. Yeah, anyway. So looks like everything worked inside of the server. Bind is, the result of bind is 0, the result of listen is 0, so it listens, right? And yeah, so it listens, right? Not a game, so yeah, I mean it actually worked, but we get this abort call from class message, so pretty strange. Where do we call to abort? So in the else, that's the only place. No, we call abort in serialize, also deserialize. Strange. Wait, what? But here we do client receive, right? So we do new message. Oh shit, new message dot this, it's new message helper, right? It's new message helper. Anyway, let's try again. Ooh, and we get a segmentation fault. That's, I guess that's gonna seal the deal probably for this one. So would be kind of curious to see which message it is, maybe. Like, why do we get segmentation fault? At least does it know that it's let me just do this for a second. New io.out string kind, and then out string something like new line or something, I don't know. So if we doesn't even get there, what? Doesn't even get to this point. That's impossible. Well, who knows if it's impossible or not. Oh, I mean, we pass in. Now let me just do the let in as we did before. So let buffer string is gonna be equal to this, and then we do in, and at this point we can even say something maybe like new io out string buffer, and maybe put like a new line or something, I don't know. Like, yeah, like maybe a new line. But why don't we get a message? It's really weird. Now, let's just do another thing. Let's maybe try to comment out all the stuff that's for Raylib, just keep the message. Wait, why does it? Oh, in client.cl at line 90. Made a mistake. This thing should be called on the buffer. I was like, why does it keep showing that? Ooh. Wait, why is the buffer empty? Something went wrong with the server. So here we send this. So in send, let's also try and see what io.outString buffer, and let's also show the new line, probably like that. Okay, we need to restart the server, so wait 1 second. So on 13, wait, what? We need a semicolon. Make game. Okay, now it works, perfect. So if we connect, doesn't show anything though. Server accept. Wait, what? Wait, when we accept. No, like that's how it works. But why doesn't it do anything? Like what? Here's like client connected, but it's not connecting. Okay, let's try to use netcat. See, for netcat it worked, but what the hell is this? Okay. So it means that the way we connect to the client doesn't work with the client, actually. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Let's just try to make... Well, the server even failed, so... That's pretty strange. Huh. Yeah, it's a bit strange, but... Okay, so I guess... Like, probably this stuff works fine. Oh yeah, we didn't really get the response. So that's... That's a bit strange. Oh, when we send a message, we need the socket. So here is sockfd int. We need a socket. And when we receive the message, we read it from our socket, right? Right? No idea. I think we still need to receive from a socket, so yeah, we'll have to see. But when you send, you clearly want to send to the client file descriptor. Oh my god. Again, I don't know why the okay, so now we actually get the message, but it's not really the format that I expected, right? So let's see, let's go to message, and why would that happen though? So serialize byte. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, let me see. So let's see a bit more here. So again, client connected, whatever. I guess we can just remove this because it's annoying. Yeah, so for sending we actually need to pass in the sockfd, and I think even for receive we need sockfd, because you want to specify from whom to receive, right? It's not like you receive on your, although to me it makes sense to read from your file description, but who knows, we'll have to figure that out at some point. But I think sending is good now, right? But I don't really understand why serializing looks like that, like 2 well, if we take a look at CHR50, it should be 2, right? So obviously that's good, but then we have some zeros then. That's weird. Like 0 bytes. So yeah. Okay, anyway, let's see. Because it shouldn't really be like that. I mean, if we do here new io.out int byte to int, for example, and then out string new line or something, semicolon, put a semicolon here also, make game, and then we connect with netcat. So yeah, it actually looks good to me, right? But maybe if it's 0 to string, if it's like just a 0, it yeah, maybe if you try to write zeros, I don't know though, because it should be in binary, so it shouldn't really affect it. Okay, anyway, like that looks fine, right? That looks fine. Serializing. So if we go back in here when we send a message, where do we send it? Here. So how about maybe also printing message length? So new io.out int the message length, let's say. Okay, let's rebuild this stuff. And it's gonna say 25, which is actually, do we expect 25? It's 1 byte for the message ID and 3 bytes, well, 3 quad words for the rest. So yeah, it's good. Well, it means that I guess the message is fine. Maybe it's just how Netcat is showing it or something that's stupid like that. Alright, so it means that probably the server is fine. Let's just imagine that the server is fine. Let's go back to the client. So the client, I mean, even the client connects well, so I don't get why it's not. Let's see in client receive. So in client receive, we try to print the buffer, but for some reason, let's see again. Okay, so build client, it gets a segmentation fault straight away. Like trying to read, that's weird. Did I do maybe something wrong? Like I tried to follow the example, right? So weird, what? Again, I'm reading from SOCFD, but for the client, that's how you do it. Pretty sure. Right? Like connect. So basically, it works like this. You create a socket. Okay, so like after debugging the code, what I found is that we get this status code in RAX after we call to read, right? So I have no idea why when I did it, normally it would still segmentation fault for some reason. Strange. But yeah, we get 106, which 106 return code read. No idea how to find the like, how is it so hard? But like it means something like the error, the connection was not made. But how do you get the table of return codes? Like if I look at read, there's really not that much. Like how do you know what this means, basically? Do I really have to nvim test.c, let's say, and nomen, something like this, and then go here and literally search for 106, but 106 isn't even here. So is it like con, not con? Oh, transport endpoint is already connected. Like when I look at this error, where is it? When I look at this error, right? Is it this one or this one? That's a bit strange to me. So if I do let's see, nvim a.c x is equal to, really nice, is equal to this. It's minus 107, right? But it means this, basically. Transport endpoint is not connected. And so yeah, that's interesting, right? Because we connected here to sock fd1. We passed in the address and also length. So we passed the address. And here we did the port is fine. And like even this thing shows 0. So it means that it connects successfully, right? Like if I do this, it gives us 0, which means that it connects. Yeah, here I was doing in string just for some reason, not interesting, but we get 0, right, from connect. So that's weird. Linux connect. So yeah, basically we create a new integer, take the first argument, take the second one and the third one. Like, all right, mate. And we just pass it here. 1, 2, 3. System call 42. Am I right? Sadly, yes. I was hoping that something stupid like that happened, but okay, then we save this, right, inside of t0.value, and then we return t0. So literally it should work. Oh, not really. I mean, it's a pointer, so it's fine. Boom. Because like socket, not really socket, but listen. And listen is not the same though. I'm like thinking that maybe we did something wrong with sock address. Linux.cl, so connect. I mean, connect is connect. Why not? Takes in a reference to a socket address. Accept also, but accept is like it can fail, you know. And bind. And bind also works with socket address, like a pointer to sock address. What I meant. So let's see how bind does it. Bind just does it like this. And oh, I mean like this. Or I'm stupid. It's like this. But it's the same thing, I guess. And for bind it works. So why wouldn't it work for connect, right? It's like the same thing. So pretty strange. It looks like connect works because it returns 0. But maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, it returns 0. It doesn't. You know, the other option would be to see what returns. Returns. Continue. And I guess we would see that only inside of init, because we did. Oh my god, but like it's so annoying to find that. literally to find where connect happens. So maybe the other thing that I can do is say something like client.connect in here, and I guess let's GDB this thing again. Okay, make game and break on start I continue. Oh, next instruction a couple of times. Let's get into it. And yeah, basically this call RDI is gonna do the connect. So let's see. First, let's also keep this one open. So we create an integer, right, that will store our stuff. Then this one's pretty weird. We Rx RDI, what the hell? Why do we have a call so quickly? Like strange indeed. I don't get it. Make game. I really don't get it. Let me just also remove receive. Only have connect, right? So the only thing that we have in main is connect, basically. So I don't get why this GDB won't start. Okay. So the only call is connect, right? That is what we should see. All right. So it means that if we go into this call RDI, this is the connect. Okay. So first, as I said, it looks like it copies something. So this is the integer, I thought. But when I look again, like what happens here? Oh, it goes into this. Oh, so it's a lot more stuff done. It's also like a bunch of sockets and shit. So we have like, one function, second one, third one. Oh my god, it's so many of them. Yikes. Like, it's gonna be a lot of these. I don't even know how to like figure out where it's gonna happen. How can I figure that out? I have no idea. Literally. Maybe just because it's gonna have 3 arguments and it's only function with 3 arguments. Maybe that's the only way. Oh, here it returned. Okay, that was stupid. I should have at least checked for the others and go back, right? So this goes like this. Like, at least when I see the return, I can know that, okay, oh no. Well, I know that I can go back, up. and the next call that I see was actually the outsmarted this bitch. Yeah. Continue, continue. Okay, so we can go into connect, basically. Okay. And this means that this is the connect, right? Or what? Why does it have something in RAX? Oh, that was a mistake, I guess. I should have went in once more, maybe? I have no idea. Wait, this is the call. What the hell? So step instruction into this one, right? It allocates 40. Here it creates the int. I would have said that that creates the integer, but it doesn't. It just puts something into RAX. It does some random stuff. I have no idea what it is though. Oh my god, is it a print? Jesus Christ. Okay, let's try again. I mean, what the fuck? Okay. No, what's annoying that I cannot. It's so lame. So funny though. Start let's breakpoint on this one. Okay, so maybe this is actually the call. Although here we add on RSP only 8 and it's not like connect. I needed a function where we add more on RSP. Jesus. But yeah, I'm really curious, why does it only add? Jesus fucking Christ. It's, yeah. Now let's try to use disassemble. So, obj dump. Jesus. Okay, and we search for this kind of address. Yep. Not there. Well, that was a lie. It's actually not there, what the fuck? There's no way. Should be something like that. Well, let me just disassemble everything, right? I don't know how to do that. -D. Yeah, I have no fucking idea how to do this shit. And like, why doesn't it? I mean, it's just GG. I have no idea how to do it. Man, it's so hard to debug without debug symbols. Like, imagine how easy it would have been if I could just go to the connect method and enter inside of it, and like breakpoint connect. And yeah, like, you cannot do that, sadly, so yeah, I have no idea how to fix this. Or why doesn't it connect? Why we get 107 when we try to read from the socket? Because clearly it's either a problem with how I implemented connect or something's wrong. No idea. But yeah, maybe we'll try to figure it out next time, I guess. So like I'll try to figure it out, and probably next time we'll continue from that fix or something. But yeah, I cannot figure it out right now. Really no idea. But I mean, yeah, sure, we can try a bit more. Some other ideas, for example, yeah, like just remove this stuff so that we don't have extra functions. No, you got to do it with what you have, basically. So let's breakpoint on start, continue. Like this is the last attempt, basically. No idea how to do it if this fails. So let's just go ham until we get to the return, and I'm pretty sure that the last thing after the return is actually our method. Like there's no way it's not. But why? Oh, see here, it adds 18 as I expected. So yeah, this is the method then. Because sure, it adds 8 once, but it also adds the 18. This is just for keeping the stack aligned. So let's breakpoint on that. Let's breakpoint that B. So we can start I. Perfect. Oh my god, yeah. So this is the connect, right? Strange. Let's use step instruction because okay, I'm gonna use next instruction. If it exits, I'm gonna be upset. Why did it exit though before? So weird. Okay, so yeah, these are like, okay, Rx is gonna be 3. This is the socket. Easy, right? It saved it. Now it's gonna move in the structure. It's like whatever it's this crap, right? This is the data from the structure. Well, I guess it doesn't look really good. It looks like shit. But why does it look so bad? What the hell? And it looks really trash because it should be an address, right? So I take the address from argument 1, we add slot 0 to get the value, dereference it just to get the value, obviously, and we save it. So I mean, sure, it looks like shit. So oh, actually this is the address. I'm stupid. Yeah. So it looks fine. This is the value from that address, which is just the data. So it's like, sure, let's try to see what's there. So let's dump. How big is it though? Is it was 16 bytes if I remember correctly, so 16 hex. So we have, the first thing was the AF inet stuff. So why is it 0? Who knows? Who knows indeed. Yeah, it's pretty scuffed what I can see here. So what we should have in that thing is, so we have a reference, right? We have a reference to a SOC address. Where the fuck is it? Okay, here, it's a SOC address. And basically SOC address is gonna be a SOC address in, right? So it's gonna be a SOC address in. So we are gonna put there the scene family 1, scene family 2. So the first 2 bytes are gonna be scene family, right? And scene family usually is like what? Is usually AF inet, right? Like the socket domain is like IPv4 or IPv6 basically. Then we have the port, the next 2 bytes. Then we have the address, which I mean we are not gonna recognize, but it's fine. I mean it should be that 1 shifted by 24 and then plus 127, but you know, it's a huge number. Then we have zeros, 8 zeros basically. So that's what I think we should have in that data. Right, we have 2 Q numbers, like quad words. So yeah, that's what SOC address should be, with length 16 and stuff. So that's what this should be. Like the first, like this small thing should be a 2. This should be the port, and then this should be the address, and then zeros. I mean zeros, we can see the zeros, right? But this is not the port. This is, you know, is not the good stuff. Although maybe it is. Maybe we put 0 here, and let's check if this thing is actually but we need to do it in, well, oh, it's actually is 8080. Perfect. So it actually is 8080, and this crap I would expect to see that weird number. So 0x00. It's so fun that it actually works. Nah, bruh, it's I'm gonna snap because of this. Oh, quit? Like, come on, man, don't quit. I have no idea what. Okay, actually, the order of the address is in order. So, wait, is it in order? We didn't even modulate. We were really confident, but doesn't matter. So we take the first one. Okay, so it's not. It's in order, basically, right? Am I retarded or is it in order? The first one, the second one is reverse order. Does it have to be reverse order? A really moment, a really Minecraft villager moment. Well, I guess we are gonna try different options. But first of all, why is... So this is the address in is AF inet. So it should be a 2. Why the hell is it a 0? I mean, that's scuffed. But anyway, so I guess that's where the problem is though, right? So in REX we move some shit, so it's 10. This is like what? What the fuck is 10? Oh yeah, the length. So it's 16 in hexadecimal, so it's pretty nice. So this is the syscall, and the syscall shit the bed. But why did it say 0 if it's wrong, right? Like that's the question that I have. So first of all, what was the first of all thing? So usually when we do sock address in, the server address is gonna be a 0. Alright, so That's what happens on the server. When we do sock address in, it's gonna be address in any, so it's gonna be 0. That means that we didn't really know what's gonna happen if we actually use an address. That's the first thing. We didn't really know what's gonna happen. So I guess that means it should be in order. So let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's see. Let's remake it. Okay, I guess nothing really happened because we didn't do anything. But it's 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I guess nothing happened, but we didn't get a connected message, so it doesn't work. But why did this thing not show a 2? Like that's really weird. Well, the port was fine, I think. Was it? I mean, yeah, I guess, because netcat works. And if netcat works, then it's fine. But why is scene family 0? Scene family, like, it's so strange that it's 0. Okay, hopefully that was the breakpoint. The breaking point. Whoa. Continue, step instruction, and now can we next instruction it? Yeah, we can. So again, we have the huge number back. We have the huge number back. So let's do only A because it's gonna be, yeah. So now the address looks different, right? I would much say that it looks quite different, but it's still not good. Like, what? Is it still like in the reverse order? Bro, I really don't get it. I mean, when you think about it, scene address is a number. Okay, let's think about it. So scene address is a number. We still have to put it in the little endian way. So how is stuff usually put in little endian? Is it like 4 and 3 and then 2 and 1, or is it 2, 1, 4, 3? Let me just see how I did it in this thing. So here I did, so this is like the first one, second one. What? So this is the least significant byte. Okay. This is the second one, third one, fourth one. Okay, so it's actually, yeah, in just the reverse order. Doesn't matter. But scene family is good because scene family worked for the server. So the only thing that doesn't work is the address. And in init helper we actually reverse it once. I have no fucking idea, dude. So let's just try to get a message out of it, but clearly it cannot work because we don't get, yeah, like we don't get the message on the server that it connected. So connect doesn't work, basically. That's what I understand from this one. So I mean, the port is fine because netcat works. Scene family should be fine, but when we look at the assembly, wait, no, yeah, like when I looked at the assembly, it was 0 for this thing. So address in. Okay. Something's not good. I think this should be H2NS actually. I think this is not good, but I don't know why it worked on the server though. Yeah, like that's why we were not seeing the 2 there. Maybe let's see if the server still works with netcat. It doesn't work anymore, so it means that it has to be L there. Dude, come on. Yeah, like it's so weird because it has to be 2, but no, like it should be 2 even though it's, but if we do H2NL, it's gonna get rid of it. So yeah, damn it. So there's more stuff that's wrong probably. But in this example though, like scene family, to be honest I really don't get it, but yeah, so just like a small update, I actually found the issue. I'm not really sure why I did that, but it was actually, I was using host to network when I was computing the AFINet for some reason, obviously. And yeah, now if we try to actually run the client, we actually see the client connected message, we get the right result, but yeah, we get some other errors. So we'll have to figure out how to actually you know, do the networking in the next one. So yeah, actually see you in that one. So yeah, this time for real.